Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dominique Samson, Chief Operating Officer at Flinks. For those who don't know us, we are a middleware provider in financial services. We offer a blend of instant bank verification services, payment initiation services, and we also build and operate data sharing APIs for financial institutions. This session, though, is not about us. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing the first session of the afternoon, which is the Fintech Revue. And that session is a personal favorite of mine year after year. The reason for this is because of the presenter of the session, Jeet Bhatti, who's going to take the stage in a few moments. Jeet does an incredible job at summarizing the various trends happening in fintech throughout the country. And she also does an incredible job at packaging it into a session that is very entertaining despite being very information dense. So if you're from the fintech sector, you will see what your peers have been up to. And if you're an investor, perhaps this will validate some of your analysis, or perhaps you'll even learn something interesting. I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's also going to be a pretty cool surprise in this year's edition that Jeet is gonna drop in a few moments. So without further ado, your first speaker of the afternoon, Jeet Bhatti.
Welcome everyone. It's fourth year speaking here, but I must say, every time I'm on this particular stage, it does give me butterflies. Given all the distinguished leaders of the industry who sit right in front of me to get the insights. So really excited. Hope you're having a great start to the day. Well, it's lunch, so I guess you've already gone through a few sessions and learned a lot and had a chance to meet with all the friends in Montreal here. Really excited for today's session because I guess Tom just lured towards it. I do have some really good surprise for the audience only today and some big announcements as well. So do keep an eye out for that. Don't leave, and this is in no way to make you stick till the end. If you have to leave. But the surprise is going to come towards the end of the session. So if you leave, make sure you tell one of your colleagues to keep an eye out for that. But we have a really packed session. If you have seen my session in the past, we talk really deep into what we have seen this year, what are some of the major trends. So I'm going to touch on that, but I guess this year the theme is also how we are getting global in Canada when it comes to financial innovation. We are sort of leading in some ways in some of the business models here, so I'm going to talk about all of that. So without wait, let's get into it. Can we get my clicker to work? Sorry. Sorry about that. No worries. No worries at all. Thank you. Okay, so about Fathom, as I said, our fourth year here. Maybe a quick reminder, because I see a lot of familiar faces. A lot of our clients are in the audience as well. Hi, Angie. But quickly, re-intro maybe. We are a knowledge as a service platform that focuses specifically on fintech and financial innovation, and that too more so for the Canadian market. We are very unique in that way. Some of our clients, which as I said are in the room, includes some of the big 6 banks, top credit unions, top payment players, some of the global fintechs that are operating here, and also some of the crown corporations and big consulting firms as well. But you know what? I'm not going to take a lot of time on this. I am going to do something today that will ensure that you remember Fathom for a while. But with that, let's get into some of the research. Okay. Thought it's not working in it. Okay. So I'm going to start with funding. I guess a highly anticipated number towards the end of the year. Everybody wants to know what does the VC sentiment looks when it comes to the Canadian fintech ecosystem. So this is the number only for Canada. So the Canada headquarter fintechs. They've raised a total of 1.5 billion, 46 fintechs who have raised this. And this is the year so far. Towards the end of the year, we'll release a report that gives kind of a full year review of where does the funding sentiment looks like. But as you see, very well distributed amongst different segments. But at the very bottom line, you could see there's wealth and capital markets, so most of the funding going into this space, which is interesting as some of these players are highly AI powered, which also tells us a lot of AI sentiment is positive with the VC community in some ways. But in terms of the aggregated amount, 1.5 billion, this, I'm actually really happy to announce this, it's already passed the yearly funded for last year. Last year, we stood at 1.5 billion towards the end of the year. We still have 3 months to go in this year, so I'm very positive it's going to surpass, hopefully, 2 billion this year, which will be once, actually, after a while in Canada, because since 2023, we have seen a bit of a dip in fintech funding. Coming on to the, okay, it's stuck again. We'll have to figure it out. It's not working. Oh, okay, perfect. Maybe there's a bit of a lag. In terms of partnerships, I guess banks are doing their own part, banks, credit unions, insurance companies, in terms of actually innovating and partnering with fintechs. So far this year, 40 partnerships announced. And as you can see, wealth investment and retirement planning, again, takes a lead here, a lot of partnerships in that space. I don't want to say AI specifically here, but a lot of these fintechs or tech players that banks are partnering with, they are AI-powered. They're enabling banks to actually adopt AI in various segments and product lines overall. In terms of new fintechs, we did have quite a few launches this year, as you can see. And again, it's well distributed. I don't feel there's one particular segment that I can talk about, but pretty well distributed in terms of fintechs that are starting and launched their businesses in Canada this year. But more importantly, more than the Canada headquartered fintechs, okay, I'm going to wait. There you go. More than that, we actually had global foreign fintechs or global fintechs that launched in Canada. These are all the players that recently made move into the Canadian market, either with a bank partner or independently. Few big ones here that I specifically want to talk about. Well, the logos on the lending slide is not showing, but Adian Capital. Adian launched their SME capital product, SME lending product in Canada, which I think is going to be huge for our market, and there are a few other lending players there. But then Elle, the health insurance provider. This is the first health insurance carrier that has been licensed to offer services in Canada in over 60 years. So very, very interesting player coming to Canadian market all the way from France. If one of you are from Ellen in this room, I would love to talk to you later on. But as you can see, a lot of payment players as well. A lot of these are actually global names, and we have launches not just from south of border. We have European players and players from other parts of the world launching in Canada as well. Okay. When it comes to Canadian fintechs being acquired, I guess the sentiment is still where we are seeing a lot of fintechs get acquired after they have reached a certain stage. Well, that's not, I would say, that is changing. We do have a lot of fintechs that have reached a pretty good growth stage. and are now moving abroad, specifically south of border. This year we have had a lot of Canadian fintechs launch in US, but there's still a lot more who actually choose to be acquired after a certain stage of growth. Some notable players here, I guess, is Wonderfy being acquired by Robinhood. Wonderfy was the crypto player of Canada who was consolidating crypto market in Canada in a big way. They acquired crypto trading platforms, crypto wallets, and whatnot. But they are now acquired by the US giant Robinhood. And then we had Rail just being acquired by Ripple. This is a company that has built payments infrastructure based on blockchains, specifically for global money transfers, which is a very, very interesting move from Ripple to choose this Canadian player. And then Payfare, earned wage access provider, which works with Uber, Lyft, and so many other actually providers to offer early access to either a wage or early access to a payment when you complete a ride with an Uber driver or a Lyft person. So very, I guess, strategic move from Fiserv in terms of acquiring that. And then a few others. Box Insurance, which was a Canada-based company and specifically catering to cyber insurance, which is actually a high-demand product, not just around the corporates, but also small businesses in Canada. They just got acquired by Zurich Group, which I think is also very, very interesting as to where market is headed when it comes to cyber insurance space. Okay, so few trends here. SME space, small and medium businesses. I guess if you're from a bank, from a credit union, this is a topic that is discussed very frequently in your executive meetings or within your C-suite. For the banks, this has been one of the biggest sections where we have seen a lot of partnerships and product launches. It is a consolidated slide. Feel free to take the pictures, but the ones highlighted are the partnerships that were actually announced very much this year or last year. So we are seeing a lot of recent moves. But the trend here is that beyond banking or SME ecosystem is what is big on mind for all the FIs, wherein they're trying to offer services that go beyond financial services, beyond lending. So TD launching TD Commerce or Small Business Dashboard just says something about the space where we're trying to become this one-stop shop for everything you need to run your small business. And then, of course, I can't skip this slide without talking about RBC Owner product, the business registration and incorporation platform by RBC Ventures. They just held a milestone actually in their journey. They have already enabled 200K plus small business owners to be registered through their platform. So that's kind of where I guess the market is headed. And related to SMEs, this year, I do want to talk about this very, very specific trend that I think should be big on minds of all the FIs, and I haven't seen any product launch. It's a white gap in a way right now. So it's being called succession tsunami. So apparently 76% of small business owners in Canada are considering an exit over the next decade, which is a huge opportunity for financial advisors, for banks, for credit unions to enable some of our existing SME clients to help them exit and make a transition, whether they're selling the business or they are transferring and succeeding it to their successors. So as I said, we don't have any product launches announced from any financial institution yet, but a huge opportunity, and fintechs are taking notice of it. There are marketplaces that are matching buyers and sellers of small businesses that have already launched in Canada. Few players that are taking the journey end-to-end, enabling the businesses to know, first of all, how much they're worth, helping them with the valuation, helping them find a buyer, and then, of course, the deal closing, which apparently is a very hectic process, and a lot of small business owners exit it because they just can't find how to go through it, the deal end-to-end. And other trend, I guess, that we are seeing specifically, not specifically this year, but I think this year we've seen some Canadian banking licenses being issued, so I wanted to talk about it. We did see Santander get a banking license, and Questrade and Coho are in final stages as well. to receive their banking licenses. Wealthsimple launched a credit card at an event this year, which was highly anticipated and highly attended. But we are definitely seeing competition intensify in many, many ways. And it's not just for retail customers that you see here, the retail challengers, which are highly enabled by prepaid card. By the way, we are also seeing a lot of activity in the SME challenger banking space. A lot of launches here, a lot of products around multi-currency accounts, enabling small businesses to have a single account and make payments across the world. A lot of the logos that are mentioned here sorry, are actually enabling cross-border payments for businesses. A lot done through prepaid cards as well. And when it comes to prepaid cards, you'll see there are a lot of use cases, whether it's newcomer focused or it's getting early access to your tax refunds or a health spending account, earned wage access. But something that I feel is an emerging space and yet to see light of the day in a big way in Canada is, okay, wait for it. There you go, emergence of challenger banking for seniors. I think it's high time somebody launches this product. In Canada, we are seeing some signals of launches like Bloom Finance. They have a prepaid card through which people who are over 55 years of age, they can access their home equity through a prepaid card, which I think is a very smart move and a very smart product. Homebridge, which is launched by Home Equity Bank this year. And the rest of the players are actually based out of US. Careful is a company that CIBC invested in earlier this year. They offer a way for senior citizens to actually share their finances with their caregivers. There's certain financial crime protection catered towards seniors through this platform. But all in all, sort of building an ecosystem of product which offers better financial management for senior citizens. And the next one, of course, this year we can't go about without talking about stablecoins. A lot of activity, and I don't think it's a hype or a wave this year. It is here to stay. We are seeing the biggest PSPs around the world enable merchants to accept stablecoins. We are seeing a lot of acquisitions as well, and then partnerships by banks too. So Pfizer, for example, just launched their own stablecoin. FIS partnered with Circle on the same lines. JP Morgan launched their deposit token, which is basically a stablecoin by a bank. And of course, Genius Act in US has made good progress. I think we'll see the regulators in Canada make some progress for the framework for stablecoins in the Canadian market as well. But meanwhile, we have a few Canadian players making some announcements. Tetra just announced a $10 million round and that they are launching a Canadian dollar pegged stablecoin. Transactus announced a Canadian stablecoin as well. Stablecorp already has one. And then a few of the partnerships and acquisitions in this space from the Canadian market. But I think it's here to stay, whether you are a fintech or your bank, there are many use cases. One specifically for banks, if you're thinking about stablecoins, is loyalty and rewards. Stablecoins can really change the way loyalty works right now and reward programs work right now. So highly recommend looking into that. But you know what? This year, I think we are at a very, very interesting moment in Canada. It is a defining moment because we have the 4 biggest disruptive technologies around the world about to launch in Canada at the same time. So it's AI, real-time rails, open banking, and stablecoins. And I would like to call this sort of a big bang moment for the Canadian market because it's going to change the dynamics for what's new. There's going to be a reset of the industry. The role that you play in the value chain right now might not be the same after these technologies are launched and fully commercialized in the Canadian market. And just to enable you for that, we have actually launched a product. I learned towards this last year. It's been soft launched with our clients already, and some of them are using it, including some of the banks and credit unions in the country. But Fathom Pro, so this is a AI-enabled smart analyst specifically for the fintech and financial innovation space. So whether you're looking for who to partner with for very specific technologies, for different product launches in the market, it has an exhaustive list of fintechs that are operating in Canada. Whether you're looking for which are the top trends to track, or you're looking for personalized insights every single day based on your specific role and the product and the market you're working in, by the way. So it's not just Canada, it does have global insights as well. Specifically, if you're operating in different parts of the world, this could be a highly, highly valuable product for you. This is live on our website now. If you'd like to get access to reach out to me or my team or on our website, and we'll be happy to actually assist you. And you know what, this wasn't the only product launch, or the launch, I would say, by us. Last year when I spoke at the forum, 2 days after that, this is a big one, I figured out I'm pregnant. So I just got blessed with a baby boy 3 months ago. But what I want to share this is, last year I met a lot of you at the forum, and we were about to meet. After that, I got pregnant. Things got super crazy and busy at my end. Couldn't make those commitments, but we are back with a bang in a way with the product. If you want to reach out, I'm happy to have those conversations now. And you know what? To give you a glimpse of what's in the platform, here's a quick sneak peek. And I guess this is a big one because a lot of you would like to have access to this. So these are the AI adoption enablers for banks, for credit unions, or generally people in financial services looking to integrate AI for different use cases and products, whether it's byproducts, so whether it's lending, insurance, wealth management, customer engagement, third-party risk management, payments, treasury. These are all the players that are out in the market, even in Canada. Some of them are already working with the Canadian FIs. There are actually 2 slides for this. There were so many players, we couldn't fit them on a single slide. But you know what? This is not it. Here comes the big reveal, and it is a full report on, yeah? There you go, banking on AI. This is a very special research that we have recently done. We have been working on this really, really in a huge way for the last 6 months. It is a comprehensive report, not just for the Canadian market. We do have a focus on what the Canadian banks, credit unions, wealth management, insurance companies, fintechs have launched in Canada, who have they partnered to launch it, but also all the major global banks. So whether it's JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Standard Chartered, Goldman Sachs, you name it, BNP Paribas, you name it, we have actually covered all of them. We have actually gone down deep into what their AI strategy looks like, what products they have launched, and where is the market headed. And there's lots more. What are some of the use cases you should be looking at and whatnot. It is a heavy file, but it is only available for next 30 minutes for download. Highly recommend to do that right away because it's going to be closed after next 30 minutes. But you know what? I hope this really enables some of the teams here to actually look at how they can adopt AI in their specific product launches and whatnot, or partner with the fintechs to launch some of those products. And I hope this gives you a bit of an insight into what kind of work Fathom does, and you know, sneak peek into the platform as well. But again, if you're interested to look at the platform, to get a demo, or to subscribe, we are here. Message us on our website or LinkedIn or where all the good places on the internet, and we'll be able to help you with that. But that's my time, and I'll see you next year. Thank you so much.